Don't be shy, y'all. Don't be shy.
Noise, noise.
Welcome to the after hour.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right, yo. Hope you guys loved that theme song. Hope you guys got the feeling the vibes real quick. But yeah, guys, before we introduce the beautiful guests, if you guys are watching for the very first time, if you guys are tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, for you guys, don't forget, we're just gonna have some real honest conversations. If you guys are watching this for the first time and wondering what the purpose of this show is, the purpose of the show is just have real honest conversations about modern day dating between men and women. So I know a lot of you guys are trying to date, a lot of you guys are trying to find a committed relationship, a lot of you guys want to find love, but if you guys are out there in the dating market, you guys already know it's kind of hard out there. It's kind of hard out there. So the whole purpose of this show is to have real honest conversations, and hopefully we can add value to you guys, share some experiences that you guys can learn from. And of course, you guys are watching this live, so you guys have the opportunity to also interact with us and also ask questions, and we'll be able to answer a lot of those questions and responses for you guys later on this show. And just to put it out there real quick, guys, we are not certified dating coaches. I just have to put a legal statement right there. We are not certified, we're not certified dating coaches, but we do have a lot of experience based on what we have gone through, both men and women. Hopefully you guys can share that. And of course, you guys can interact as well and share your thoughts. And we could just have some fun today, but also have some learning experiences tonight. So nevertheless, without further ado, we will get the chance to introduce our beautiful guest for today. So ladies and gentlemen, can you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick? Just say your name, how old you guys are, and what do you guys do? And I'll start with you, CK, then we go on to the girls. Go ahead, CK.
Sounds good. What's going on, you guys? My name is CK. CK Christian, whatever. I am 24, live out in Sacramento, work as a EMT. Nice to meet you guys. Happen to be on the podcast with you guys today.
All right, that's my boy CK, y'all. My boy CK. All right, Sheila, go ahead, Sheila.
Hey guys, so my name is Sheila DeLeon. I'm 24 and I work as an instructor for people with disabilities, and I'm also an art teacher. So a little bit both worlds. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, Sheila. Thanks for coming in. Oh, wrong sound effect.
We're gonna fight today, guys. We're gonna fight today.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want you to find on the show. All right, and last but not least, go ahead, Crystal.
Hi guys, I'm Crystal. I'm 26. I'm an online coach, and that's it, right? Just those 3 questions?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yep. Thank you. All right, so
I'm gonna fight you.
I got you next time. It's coming. But yeah, so guys, I'm excited today. Thank you for jumping in for this show. Very grateful all you guys to be on here. And then, like I said, the special about this show, it's all Filipino cast. So from all my audience out there, the first thing I do want to ask you guys real quickly, what it's like to be Filipino and to date within your culture, within your race. I don't know what that is like. I'm Polynesian, but I think it'd be interesting for me to learn, and also the people that's watching. So what's it like for the everyday Filipino trying to date? And ladies, I'll let you guys start off with real quick, and then we'll go to Christian. What it's like to be a Filipino and date?
Go, Sheila.
Start off, Sheila.
To be Pinay just to be Pinay, at first, to be honest, it's kind of like, well, what does that look like, right? Because we're not really taught to be Asian. We're taught to be submissive. We're taught to be obedient until you start learning that you have a voice. So I didn't know what that meant and how to do things for myself. It was always like the other person, and that kind of it drove into my dating experience where I felt like, oh, I have to cater, and it was just like, it's not a bad thing. It just so happened to that was kind of like what was put on me. Because growing up, my father would tell me like straight up, like, you have to learn how to cook for your husband. Like everything was for him. And I was like, well, and I would fight my dad. I would just be like, Dad, why can't I learn for myself? So dating as a Filipino, you don't do it. Just kidding. Yeah, but I'm grateful too because my parents weren't strict. So I'm thankful. So that was my experience.
All right. Okay. You know how to cook?
Not for you.
All right. Okay. It's all good. Yeah, you just shots fired, man. Shots fired. Already shooting shots. Started earlier. We're shooting the shots early. Okay, I see you.
It started way earlier. When he sent me the pictures, I was like, it's on.
Okay. All right, nice. Okay, Crystal, what's it like?
So parents weren't like that at all. But my mom was super like very gender rolly. So like my brother could do whatever he wanted, right? But me as a girl, I couldn't do anything. Like I wasn't really able to go out. What else? I wasn't able to sleep over anybody's house, which I really mind. And then I just was stuck in like gender roles. Like you have to cook, not clean. Like my dad was never like, you have to cook, you have to learn how to cook because you need to cook for your husband. But I learned how to cook because I like cooking.
Okay.
But they were just very adamant about like, okay, the girls have to clean the house. They have to learn how to do this, this, and that. Well, my brother got to do whatever he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So super strict.
Okay, super strict.
Yeah, my parents are super strict. What else?
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, so we got all right. So pretty much both of you guys just listened to what you guys said. Just they pretty much just gave you guys like that gender role.
Yeah.
Growing up. Okay. And yeah, Christian, what's up, man? What's it like?
Oh man, I think for me, I was the firstborn, like both my parents or my mom's side of the family. So I was always like the kind of like the first baby. So with that being said, like I had strict parents, strict uncles, strict grandparents, everything. So I always lived life like under microscope, I guess. Always felt like growing up, like parents always be like, "Oh, who are you texting? Who's that?" Whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think definitely since becoming more of an adult, my parents have definitely been a lot more lax with that. Obviously, but yeah. So definitely growing up, my parents were super strict. If I wasn't at school or baseball practice, I was home. But yeah.
All right, for sure. It sounds like you a lot of things you guys said, like it's very similar to for me, for Pacific Islanders, the way we grew up. I want to ask you guys: are your parents the type of parents like to constantly ask you or nag you, like when you're getting married? Are your parents like that?
No.
No.
Not really.
Not really. All right, you just
grandma.
Auntie's uncles are a different story.
Yeah. The auntie's uncle. I meant the auntie's uncles. Are they always asking?
No, just my grandma.
Just your grandma? Okay. All right. No. All right. Cool. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. Gave us guys a little inside scoop of how it is. But you guys, you guys ready for the fun stuff? Hope you guys ready. So I guess we get started. So I have a question, and then I'm gonna ask my question to give you guys all a chance to respond. And then Christian, you go ahead and ask your question, then we'll give it to the ladies. So my first question for you guys, ladies, this is my question. So I have to set it. Let me explain it real quick before I ask the question. So then I have to set it up real quick. So in my previous shows on this podcast, we always talk about the guys will express to the women what we find attractive in a woman, and then the women will always express to the guys what they find attractive in men. So we go back and forth in my previous shows. having conversations. So we, the guys, we express to the ladies what we're looking for, and then the women, they express to the guys what they're looking for. And a lot of times it's miscommunication of what men and women think, what's attractive and what's not attractive, depending of whose perspective it is, whether it's a guy or girl. But I'm interested to hear in your opinion, ladies. So ladies, the first question I want to ask you guys, in your opinion, based on your opinion, what behaviors that many women practice today do you believe is one of the reasons why men are not attracted to them, or it doesn't help them to be in a long-term relationship with the man? So that question is usually asked from the women to us, but I want to hear, it's very interesting. I want to kind of hear from your perspective, what you think about other women based on what men think about women. So I'll say one more time, based on your opinion, what behaviors that many women practice today do you believe is one of the reasons why men are not attracted to them, or it doesn't help them to be in a long-term relationship with the men? So that's my question, just based on what you see, what other girls are doing today in the dating market. So it's kind of hot, but I want to hear you guys take on that. So I'll start with Sheila. What do you think?
I think nagging is a big turn off, and I say that from experience of myself. Like, I'm being so straight, and it's like, I want this, and it's like, because I fell in love with this man's potential instead of just falling in love with who he was. So like, I was making him be something he was not, and like, I had to get real with myself and just say like, hey, this is him. I chose him, and I should have loved him for him instead of like the person I thought he was. And that's why he could never be like, I could never be okay. I was like, well, you should have done this, and you should have done, and it's really not attractive. Well, I find it not attractive, something. So.
Okay, so being annoying. Okay. All right.
Nagging. Let's be respectful here. You know what? I feel, guys, Will is picking on me, and you know what they say about people who pick on people. I'm gonna say,
yeah. Yeah.
You got a little crush on me.
Oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't any guy have a crush on you, right?
But yeah, being nagging.
All right, nagging. All right, yeah, nagging. So just being nagging. So what about Christian? Do you think is that an honest that's an honest thing? Girls are very nagging, unattractive. Christian, is that true?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that just being too like in your face, kind of, it's definitely something that gets tiring very quick. Definitely need my time alone and time to be able to comprehend what's going on, The constant like nagging is really not too attractive.
Yeah. I think for a lot of guys, we want some peace, we just want peace, at times, we want a peace at times. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Sheila. So I'm gonna pass it on to Crystal. What do you think, Crystal? What do you think?
Sheila was right, nagging. Annoying. And honestly, somebody said, they were like, I was talking to my friend, and he was saying that he really didn't like women that were too independent. And I was just very confused about that. He was like, independent women this way about themselves. And I was like, what are you talking about? Is it because themselves at a higher standard? Like, I'm so confused.
Well, I have my thoughts on why a lot of guys are not attracted to independent women. But let me ask you a question. So, Christian, so Crystal was saying that one of her friends said the women that claim to be independent and I don't need a man. Is that attractive for a guy?
Oh man, that's an interesting question. I definitely think in a lot of ways, independent women are awesome. That's definitely something I look for. I always think like relationships, they always say like independently, like grow independently, but together. So I definitely think it is great in a lot of ways, but like you said, like there's also I don't need a man to do this and this for me. It's like, it's cool, I get it. But at the same time, like, I feel like us as guys, we want to be able to do things for girls, and we want to be able to hold that value in them.
Oh yeah. All right. No, so I know I've had that question asked multiple times in the last few podcasts, and so I have no problem with independence. Like Christian, just to go off like what Christian said, I don't have no problem being independent. I think that's a beautiful thing for both a man and a woman to be independent. But I've just noticed that a lot of the independent women that I see today in modern day dating, they have this attitude. They have this attitude where like, I don't need a man. I can do everything by myself. I don't need you. So for a lot of guys, like I said, like Christian said, we want to be that guy for you. We want to be a man in the relationship. And a lot of times that energy that they bring is like often like demasculates us as men. And it's not attractive for us. So for a lot of guys, we want to protect you. That's our natural way we show commitment and love to women, is that we want to protect and provide for you. That's how guys show their love and commitment. And if you're not willing to let us provide and protect you and be that man for you, then it's not really attractive for us. So we'll naturally just go with the girl that's willing to be dependent on us. And that's the thing, what I always say is like, at the end of the day, a lot of people today are really pushing for independence, but at the end of the day, relationships is like interdependence, where we rely on one another. So like for me, it's like if somebody's telling me I don't need you, like, okay, if you don't need me, shit, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's just the energy I feel. So if you're out there saying that you don't need me, and then I'll just move on to the person that I feel that energy that they do need me, and I'll be able to reciprocate that energy back to her, that hey, I also need you as well. Because for me, I'm a very independent myself. Like I'm a very independent man, but I'm not shy to say that I do need a woman in my life, that I would want to depend on a woman, and I would want a woman to depend on me. I'm not going out there and saying I don't need a man. And I do see a lot of times in social media, a lot of women, the independent women out there, that they're just putting that energy, I don't need a man. And it's very like, and then also when I talk to them, it's very, there's like this attitude that I notice when I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just like this big wall, like I have to fight through just to overcome, just to be able to like get some emotional intimacy with her. And for a lot of guys, like we don't want to deal with that. It's that extra stuff, the extra attitude, the extra energy. So, so we just kind of move on to the next girl that's willing to just allow us to protect and provide for them and be that man for them. So that's my answer to that.
Like I know what you're talking about too, in a sense, like the way some females do carry themselves when it comes to independency. Yeah. But if you are looking for a relationship, like knowing what you're looking for, right? Because we kind of had this off topic too, right? Where like girls do say like, oh, I'm independent, this and that, but like I'm independent in these areas of my life, but I need you in this area. And like one thing too is like I am very much into my faith, so like I'm God dependent more than anything, because if I can't cover you, I'm asking God to do that for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like this whole independent thing, like I just think like I'm God dependent, and I just want to say that much. Does that make sense?
All right. Okay, I'll give you this for saying God dependent. Okay, all right, I'll give you a little horn.
I should have got that earlier, but I'm not going to touch anymore. That was the past. That was a couple minutes ago.
So, yeah, what are your thoughts, Crystal?
Yeah, no. Oh, you say Christian or Chris?
Yeah, oh, sorry, Crystal. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Oh, that's my bad.
You can talk.
Oh, go ahead, Christian. Go ahead. Then we'll come back to Crystal.
Oh no, I mean, I thought, my bad. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you guys are saying. It's like, definitely, there comes a time. What am I trying to say here? There's too much independence, and not being able to, like always thinking that guy is trying to be that person for you that's gonna, I feel like a lot of times, like in relationships, girls are scared that guys want to control their lives by, being able to be dependent on them and like overly dependent on people. Whereas like, in reality, like, I was saying earlier, it's just, we just want to hold that value to you. But
like you said, Christian, that's what relationships are. I mean, that's reality. Like relationships, you have to be able to depend on one another, right? I trust you, you trust me. I help you, you help me. It's reciprocation. It's not. So a lot of times when I've been with independent women before, and a lot of times it's like, for me, I felt like that I'm trying to like please them. You know what I'm saying? It's not it's a one-sided relationship. It's like it's low key, like it's never enough. And based on my experience, a lot of times a lot of these independent women, I don't know if you guys relate to this, but I feel like a lot of times a lot of these independent women, they've been hurt before by a guy that they depended on before in the past, and they put these walls up and have this like strong attitude because they're afraid, because last time they were vulnerable with a guy and that hurt them, and then now like they have this like very masculine independent energy, and for a lot of times that's what I've noticed. Go ahead, Sheila.
I agree. I was literally thinking about them coming from a hurt place. And the saddest truth is the one person that women tend and want to depend on is their father. So that first person who ever hurt her is her father. So she's coming from like, oh, I got it. He wasn't there, so I'm gonna be there for me, and that's some truth. But learning how to let go of that and see your father as just a person, and then continue walking on earth, because the more baggage we carry, it keeps like you just keep carrying it into your next relationship. So definitely, viewers out there, let go of that hurt.
Let it go. All right, so Crystal, what do you think, Crystal? What are your thoughts?
100%, Sheila.
Yeah,
that was a good point, Sheila, about how they're coming from a place of hurt, and yes, it could be the first person that hurt them, aka
right, and that hurt is hard.
Yeah, I'm thankful that my dad's really good. He does everything for me. I can hella depend on him, but some other people just can't.
Yeah,
anybody but themselves. So they feel like they have to be so guarded up that they don't want to depend on anybody else.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and also one thing I have noticed also is a lot of these independent women, like they have a lot of, they're very masculine. They really have this like the very masculine energy, and some low key like hella very tough exterior, tough interior, and for a lot of guys, like I said, it's when I'm very masculine myself, so I'm not trying to date somebody like me. I want that feminine love. I want that feminine nature and caring and energy. So when I meet a lot of girls that are very tough because something happened to me in the past and have these emotional exterior walls that I have to fight and crawl just to get to their heart, just to get to know them. For me, it's too much. And then for me, it's just I'm more just go with the person that's more willing to be open and be nurturing, and then we can have that dependency on one another. So okay, all right, cool. So that was actually my questions. Any last thoughts before we allow Christian to say his question? All right, cool. Thank you guys. All right, for sure. So just I guess to conclude, if you're independent out there, take time to heal, and then and also like it's common sense. If you manifest, I don't need a man, and it happens to you, and you're saying like I know it's so hilarious to me when women say I don't need a man, and then no man comes, and then they get mad at why no man coming.
That's what you said.
That's what you said. Why you're angry? That's why you wish for. But anyways, I digress. All right. Christian, what's your question?
Oh man. So I feel like one thing that happens a lot in relationships or whatever is like the questions of like, what I'm asking is, why do girls ask questions like when we're in public? It's like, oh, isn't that girl so pretty? Or isn't she this? And it's like, how are we supposed to answer that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like, no, babe, like, not like you, you know? And it's like, and I feel like they're never happy with that answer either.
Yeah.
So
it's a trap.
So why are those questions asked in the first place?
Your opinion too.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Crystal, go.
go, Crystal. Go.
Hear what they're gonna say, to be honest. It's not like it's a trap all the time.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, just 99% of the time. Just 99%.
That's what I'm saying.
I think there's like two views on it. It's like if we're secure in ourselves and we ask you like, hey, isn't she pretty? We too are admiring her. So I just want to know like, hey, is she cute too? Like, because I think she's cute. And that's coming from a place of security. Insecure, Sheila would be like, is she cute? Just so I could hear you say no. So you could be like, or be like, babe, you know, I'm only looking at you. And those are two truths. It really depends on my security at that time. But I feel like hearing it now is kind of like, damn, you guys are funny.
Yeah.
Wait, have you guys done that before?
No.
Oh, yeah, when I was immature. Hell yeah. I'd be like this. Babe, so like, what you think about this girl? Like, I would act like, actually, I would play a game too. It would be like this, how girls. What you think about her? And then he's like, babe, I don't want to answer that. And I was like, damn. But I was really immature and very insecure at that time.
Okay. So it's just insecurity. What were you, Crystal? What was your answer?
I don't ask that question.
Anymore.
I don't say that. I'd be like, do you think that girl's pretty? Why would I say that?
I know, right? It's like that question when women ask like, does this dress make me look fat?
Yes.
Exactly.
It's the same question.
Honestly, if they do that, you should say yes.
But yeah, but they get mad.
Nah.
They get mad, and then we have to have that attitude and silence them like the rest of the day.
Now that just has me thinking, like, if we can be open and honest, then like, can we just ask the question? But then it's like,
I'm pretty honest with everybody. Like, I told my friend to change because her outfit's not look good.
What if she was feeling herself though? I mean, if she was feeling herself, then she could go work it.
I feel like a lot of girls
thinking. I like that question. Oh, that's a good question. Viewers, comment down below.
Yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. If you guys watching this, let me know your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts? I mean, I know you guys are asking the question, but from your perspective, when you guys are getting asked those questions, are you just like, damn it, I don't want to ask?
I feel like trapped.
We feel trapped. We feel trapped.
But do you really like? What if she's just asking like, you guys are mature now, so you're in a mature relationships, and like, oh babe, like maybe she wouldn't ask it. She'd probably just be like, oh, she's really pretty. You know, there's like a security level, because I feel like as a relationship, it's okay to admire people in not a like, sheesh. Wait, hold on.
Well, I think the reason why me and Christian like we're confused, because guys, when we have conversation with guys, it's very direct. There's no ulterior motive. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So you guys, when you ask questions, there's an ulterior motive behind why you're asking, and that's what confuses us. So if you ask me a question, if she's pretty, then like naturally you should be, oh yeah, she is. Like that's the truth. So, but the thing is, like, you guys operate in a different system than we operate. Like if Christian asked me, hey, what's that girl or guy look like? I'll just tell him the truth, and then that's it. The conversation ends right there, and we move on.
Ladies, don't ask. It's what they're trying to tell us.
No, I feel like there's a motive behind it, and then that's where we feel trapped, because we know this is gonna lead to something.
I think it's just knowing the intention. Like if you're gonna ask sisters out there, know what's your intention, because if you're asking him to validate you, don't ask. You're validated, period, and you have to know that.
And also, I've heard from a lot of girls. I don't know if you guys do this, but I've heard a lot of girls like sometimes they just want to start random arguments with their man for some reason. It's just I don't know.
No.
It's just I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you guys ask us the questions, I feel like you guys just want to start a unnecessary drama.
No, heck
No.
no.
Who wants
I would be
to-
loving with my man. Like,
I don't like putting energy towards that anymore.
I don't know. I've heard girls say that. I've heard some girls say that. Like they just, it's like, you know, it's like it's too peaceful. It's too like if the relationship's too, I guess, peaceful. Like they just want some spice or something, and then they'll just cause unnecessary conflict.
Oh. Basil in the relationship.
Yeah. A little spice, a little spark for later on.
let's just put hot sauce in your food, period.
I don't know. That was a good question, Christian. That was a good question. All right, cool. So yeah, ladies, we'll open up to you guys. I'll start with Sheila.
Yeah.
So Sheila. So what question, Sheila, do you have for us?
So my steaming question that I've been curious, like, what are you guys' views on dating apps or dating sites?
On dating apps and dating sites?
Like the whole shebang, like Tinder, Bumbles. I don't know what else is out there. Like all of those. What do you think about those?
Good, Christian.
I personally feel like
What you have to say, CK?
I feel like the basis of dating apps is a very superficial thing. And I definitely feel like it's not impossible. Like I know a lot of people who, you know, are with their significant others because of dating apps and work out great. But I feel like it's much harder to build that deep connection with someone as opposed to like meeting them out or like, you know, through mutual friends, putting that initial like face-to-face interaction.
CK.
But yeah, I mean, again, like I do have lots of friends. Like I've dated girls from dating sites, and like I don't think it's a terrible thing, but I just think that you don't have that initial impact that you would by having that face-to-face conversation. Yeah, I feel like Crystal has shots to shoot.
CK, find your wife on Tinder.
What's up?
I said, do you feel like you're gonna find your wife on Tinder?
Do I want my story of how I met my future wife to be, yeah, we met on this dating app? No, not really. But
You better not be on
To you,
but I'm
Aren't you-
also not.
aren't you on it all the time?
That was before. I do. I do have a Tinder. I am not very active on it anymore, but yeah,
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Crystal got an iron in her hand.
I know, for real.
Hey, what dating apps did you use, Christian?
Tinder, Bumble, about it.
Oh, okay. How was the? Well, everybody knows what Tinder is about, you know. How was Bumble?
You know, I think Bumble is actually like a really interesting concept of having the girls message first.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of like, I don't know. I feel like for guys, like being the first to message, it's like, how do I not sound generic? And like, how do I not be like every other dude on this app? And it's like taking that out of our hands is a huge relief.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And it's just like, cool, I'm gonna take the back seat, you know, like let her message me first and, you know, we'll play it out from there.
Yeah. How was when the girls messaged you, was it like, how was their opening line when they, I'm interested to hear that. Like, what was their opening line? Was it a pickup line or was it like, hey, how was it?
It's usually just the hey, like not nearly as like creative as or like thoughtful as like something that I feel like guys would try to put.
Yeah.
I also feel like at the same time, like I've seen like, you know, homegirls Tinders and I've seen how poppin' it is. So it's like, all right, I know that like if I want her to like message back, I gotta try to stand out. Versus for girls, it's like, hey.
Okay. And I know you say like you prefer to meet people online, but like a lot of the girls that you met on the social media apps, did you end up like meeting them face to face, like in person?
Not a lot, honestly.
Are you happy you
I
did
just
meet some of them? Person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. How was that?
It's definitely interesting, and it feels like I mean, you know, you could do all this talking on social media. Same thing, like you texting someone. You can do all this talking, but when you meet face to face, it's like, you know, now you don't have time to think about what you're saying beforehand, and vice versa. So it's a lot different than had I met you like out at the park or something. Like we arranged like a date. Like at least we have that initial connection. I know what you're gonna be like. I know that, you know, you're not gonna be a catfish or whatever.
You say catfish?
Yeah.
I was like, you got catfish?
Once or twice. It happens.
All right. No, you know, I don't know if you guys can you guys relate to this? I feel like sometimes, like, you know, when you go to the talking stage with somebody through text and through apps, so during that time you getting to know one another, right? But then when you meet for the first time, you already talked about all those things they were supposed to talk about when you do first meet. So it's like, okay, so when you meet, like you already did the talking on through text message. So now it's like, what else is there to talk about? I don't know if you guys ever went through that. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, if they're dry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people can't hold a conversation. So for me, I can hold a conversation, but then when I do meet, when we first meet on the apps, we text, and then when we get there, and then they pretty much ask everything they wanted to ask already, and then when it gets there, it's like for me, it's like I'm trying to force the conversation to have a conversation. I've just noticed that. Okay, all right. So that's their experience. All right. Anything you want to add to that, Christian? Oh, Christian, I want to ask you: was there any like horror? Do you have any horror dating app stories?
Horror dating app stories?
Yeah, like some terrible.
Not that I can think of. Oh man, not really. I mean, maybe I'm just lucky, man, but I haven't had like met anyone like crazy or nothing on dating apps, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, not too bad.
Okay, cool.
Jacuzzi, how are you on those sites?
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just
Get out of here.
No, I don't know. No, I don't do dating apps. I'm a in person. I like to meet you in person. So like, I mean, I have connected with people through Instagram, and we later on met later, or Snapchat. But yeah, I can't. I have to see you and meet you. I'm that type of person. Like, because I don't. For me, it's just like I can kind of get to know them. If I can meet you, I can kind of figure out if this is some person that I'd be willing to be with, and also like I don't want to waste time, if that makes sense. So I feel a lot of times we're going through the talking stage, it's just and we're not meeting up. I feel like it's a waste of time. And also, if everybody understands the game, let's be honest, like everybody is like messaging multiple people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure like this is a multiple. I'm not the only person. If that person is messaging me, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person she's talking to. So the way I could find out if that person is really committed, if she's down, is like by meeting me in person. So if they're not willing to meet me in person, then I really know that then she's not really about me. Because like if I'm about you, I want to meet you. If that makes sense. Are you guys the same way? Like if you guys really like somebody, you want to meet them as soon as possible? Or do you guys like to text for a couple months?
And not months. That's weird.
A couple weeks?
I just think it's so funny in society today. It's like you look at someone, you're like, oh, I want to talk to them. But I'm getting to this phase where it's like, no, I just really want to be your friend and know you in that standard, and not even like like I'm asking God, like, God, shut off all the liking, because I just want to know this person. And if we're not vibing right, then I don't need to talk to you. Let's just be friends.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like society does so fast nowadays. It's like, oh, I like them. Let me just start talking. For what?
Yeah. I'll talk for the first couple of days, but then like after like a week or two, like I want to meet you, because I want to know what you're about. I can see your energy. I can see your flow. I'm gonna see the way we communicate, conversation, body language, all those things I need to see. And also, I want to make sure. And also, I want to make sure I'm not gonna get catfish. I need to see if those pictures actually add up to reality. So I need to see you in person, so I can, before I can take it any step further. So I know for a lot of people, like, you know, they want to talk and they don't want to meet. So that's just how I am. That's why I can't do dating apps. I gotta see you. I'm an in-person type of person. I like to meet people in real life. But yeah, what about you guys? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on do you guys on dating apps, or do you guys do dating apps?
No.
You don't do dating apps, Sheila?
No, I don't, because I'm gonna just say I hold value to myself, and I want to, like I said, if like Christian said, I don't want my story to be like that. Like, oh, and there's nothing wrong with that, but this is my personal preference, right? And if I don't want that, why would I be on that? But I did, it was like an hour. I had a Tinder for an hour. I was making this video with my friend about how it's like we live in a fickle generation. Like you're saying, we're texting a lot of people at the same time, and like hidden link. Go look at that video. But there's a message, and like it's just like, dating a lot of people at once, like, yeah, it's a numbers game to meet a person, but like in the same context, like if you know what you're looking for, then you don't have to sell yourself short, personally. So
okay. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys real quick. When you guys first, I guess, like, you know, when you first texting each other, how long before you want to meet them? Like, what's your time? What's your, I guess, minimum amount of time before, like, okay, I have to meet you? And if you don't meet, and if they are not willing to meet you, then you just move on. Christian, I'll start with you.
I definitely want to meet up as quick as possible. Like you were saying earlier, like,
yeah.
I think a lot of dating is like what your body language tells me, you know,
Yep.
how you react to like questions I ask. And like, it's easy to say LOL over text, you know, but like, am I actually funny to you? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so
and also,
definitely like as soon as possible.
Also, I gotta hear your laugh, because some laughs be annoying.
Oh yeah.
And some voices be annoying too. Like if you hear somebody talk, what if you just don't like how they talk?
Yeah, their voice. I feel that. All right. So what about you, Sheila? Like, how long before like you have to meet with that person?
right away. No.
Right away.
Yeah. It's
Right
like,
away.
yeah, because I said it's like friendship for me first. Like I'm a very relationship person, and that starts with base level stuff. So if I could kick it with you, and we just keep kicking it, then I'm like, okay, then I like you, and then we can talk, and then whatever comes next. So
Okay. All right. For sure. Right away. All right. What about you, Crystal? Like when you first talk to somebody, like how fast do you want to meet them?
Usually I meet them within the first 2 weeks.
The first 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you don't meet them in the first 2 weeks and they prolong it, what does that mean? What does that mean for you?
Well, they prolong it how? Like they keep like catting on me, or
they keep catting.
Cat on me once, I'm not gonna see you again.
All right, for sure. All right, cool. So Crystal, I want to ask you, like, dating apps. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I feel like it works for some people.
Yeah.
I've had, like CK, I've had friends that went on like dating apps and like found their person, which is cool.
Yeah.
I really want to like that though, personally.
Yeah.
But I feel like it works for people. Some people it works for, some people it doesn't. I'm personally a more in-person person.
Got
the
you,
most-
got you.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. So, hey, since we're on the topic of catting, all right. So, I wish I had a little meow sound right now. I want to add that to next time. But yeah, what are your thoughts of if somebody cats on you, or it's like the date, it's the day of the date, it's like an hour before, it's very close, and then they hit you up. I'm sorry, I can't make it. How do you
Or time. Period. That's it.
I love that. But yeah, I want to ask each individual person though, what's your perspective on it, and how do you see it? Like if somebody cancels the date, the moment before the date, and you how do you see that? I start with you, Sheila.
Well, you gotta give grace, I feel, first and foremost, hear out the reason and see how they act after. Because like some people, there's emergencies in life, there's things that happen in life, and we cannot stop those things. And they come back, let's say they come back even greater. So you don't wanna prevent that. But if it's like consistent, then I'm consistently not gonna talk to you. It's not happening. Because just like Crystal said, you're not valuing my time. And I'm getting excited to come and see you, or vice versa, and like this happens. So no.
Okay. All right. What about you, Christian?
It definitely depends on the reasoning. If it's like, oh yeah, like just tired, I don't know if I could go hang out. Like, yeah, exactly what Crystal's saying. You know, they're not valuing my time.
Yeah.
You know, this is something that we had planned, and you know, you should have slept. Like we had this planned for a week, or you know, however long. But you know, if something comes up, I get it. I'm a big like give someone the benefit of the doubt kind of guy. So you know, it doesn't bother me too much if it's something big. Like, yeah, I'm not tripping too much. But if it just, like I said, just really depends on the situation, and also if how much I'm into that person. But yeah.
Okay. And then Crystal, you said no?
I mean, I totally understand, like things come up. I always say this to everybody, like life comes up, but truly if you valued somebody's time, you would really let them know right when you know that happened. Right?
Boom, boom, boom.
Very true.
That's it. Like, because I do I do a bunch of appointments and calls and stuff, I could tell when somebody really wants to hop on a call with me and when somebody's just really wasting my time. So it's like, you could have just gave a heads up. That's it. Just let me know. As soon as you know, let me know, because then I'm like, okay, I can give you the benefit of the doubt then. But if you're just like just not saying anything, that's so out. You really don't care.
Yeah. That's yeah.
And I'm big, especially because Sheila taught me this. I learned a lot from Sheila last year. What is that? Time is the most valuable thing you own, so you can't just be giving it to everybody.
And
Preach.
it's what you do
Preach.
with the time, right? So
Yeah.
like, be communicating with me the whole time. Like,
I'm gonna go off what Crystal said, but I'm gonna take it a little bit further. This is the way I see it, is the way I know somebody's not wasting my time. Of course, like you guys said, it depends also on the reason. But also I believe that if somebody really likes you or really wants to be with you, not only they'll let you know the moment something happens, right? They'll let you know the moment when it happens, but they'll also reschedule it themselves. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry this happened. Emergency with my family, emergency with my dad, my mom, but I really want to see you. Can we reschedule this? When I see them reschedule it on their own, that's when I know, they're really about it. But when they just say I can't make it and they don't reschedule it at all, that's when I know like they're just wasting my time. Because for me, it's like Crystal said, I do a lot of appointments, a lot of people, and if I miss it, if I can't make an appointment, I will actually tell them, give them the heads up. But because I really want to make sure I can have that opportunity with them, I'll tell them, hey, can we do this at this certain day, the following week or the following day? But that's just the way I see it. Is if somebody has to cancel, that's fine. But if they don't take initiative to reschedule it because they're the one that's canceling, then plus like by the time you guys to cancel, like you're already there. If they don't have like the empathy to understand that you're already there, especially if they cancel right before, right? They already there at the restaurant, you're already there waiting for them, you're already all dressed up. But if they don't reschedule it, then I know, oh, they're wasting my time because I'm out here right now waiting for you. If you cancel, that's fine. But if you give me some assurance that we can, because I really want to see you, because that's why I came. But if you cancel it and tell me, hey, I'm sorry I canceled, but I really want to see you. Can we do this next week? Then that lets me know, okay, cool. That she still wants to see me, but she just couldn't because of emergency. But if they don't give me a reschedule, they don't take initiative to reschedule themselves, then I just like, oh no, I'm done. Like, but that's the way I see it. Yeah. Anybody else want to add to that?
I like the rescheduling part. That is the effort of the.
Yeah. That just lets me know that you feel bad, like of not making it. You know what I'm saying? So, if somebody takes the effort to reschedule it, that lets me know they really, really want to be there. But because for me, when I really want to be with somebody, I want to be with you. So I'll do anything to be with you. And if you can't show me that same effort and reciprocation, then that's what happens. Huh? Shots. All right, cool. So that was Sheila's question.
Wait, I'm not
Crystal.
done yet.
Oh,
I have one more question. I have a follow-up.
we'll come back. We'll come back to that. We'll come back. We got you. All right. So Crystal, what's your question?
You guys ready?
Yeah, we'll be ready. Of course.
How would you define somebody that is crazy?
Crazy.
Yeah, because I hear that all the time. Like, this girl is crazy, this guy is crazy. What makes them crazy?
You want to go first, Christian, or do you want me to go first?
That could be a number of things. I'll let you go first.
All right, guys. Let me see. I think number one, I think a girl that I would label crazy is if a girl that's very insecure and doesn't trust me. So she questions everything I do. So she questions every person I come in contact with, every girl I talk to. If I'm out at work, if I'm just gone for a couple of hours or something, if I don't text immediately, a lot of you guys like fast responses. If you can't trust me, and I can know that, I can just tell you have trust issues. And we always have unnecessary arguments for no reason of something that I've never done. Or if you question my loyalty or my commitment, even though I've never shown you any reason to question my loyalty commitment, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. And we're just arguing over everything, for every little thing, and then it just becomes like the word Sheila said, it's nagging. You're just nagging me, that's why I would label a girl that's just crazy, because like she's making the relationship a lot harder than it should be. If she doesn't trust me, of course, if I'm doing something that's causing her to feel that way, then I'll take responsibility for that. But I do notice some girls is like just some things it's unnecessary, just unnecessary. So that's why I would say crazy. And also, like, if you're trying to show up to my house, uninvited, you show up to my work, my job. I haven't told you where I work, but you show up, to my job, like, what I'm saying, that's like unnecessary behavior. Right? So like, yeah, girls have done that before. Just show up to my house or show up to, to my job or something. So yeah, and then if you like, if I see something written on my car, what I'm saying, that's like something written on my car for like that. Those are things like emotional instability. Yeah, if she's very emotional and she can't control her emotions, That's just causing my life to be more harder and the relationship to be a lot harder. And we can't solve it through conversation. Even if we do have a conversation, but it just keeps on going. Yeah, that's what I would define crazy. For me, it's just a girl that just can't trust me or what I say, what I do, and just always too attached, or always questioning everything I'm doing, and can't just give me that peace. Just let me be. Like, just let me be. Just let me be. There's a time I have for you, but then there's a time like I gotta be away and do my thing. But that's my question for that. Christian.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. That, and along with like you were saying earlier, like girls that always look like they want to find friction in the relationship.
Yeah.
Look for problems, and it's like, dude, like I'm chilling, you know, there's nothing, no reason for you to think this type of way or try to cause this argument. Like, why are we in this argument? And just like really just I know that like fights are gonna happen in any relationship, like there's gonna be arguments, but it's just when there's too many and you know that there's no reason for them to be there in the first place. And yeah, I mean, I haven't had anyone show up in my job like unexpected like that, but that would go on the crazy list for sure.
I also want to add like 30 missed calls. You know, we have 30 missed calls. You know, triple, double texting me. You know, it's like erratic behavior. That's I guess the best way to define it. Like you have very abnormal, erratic behavior that you show. That's not. Yeah, that's what I would define. Crazy. You know, like take that crazy energy, and we could put it, you know, in a different place. You know, in the bedroom, but. But in social real life, like, nah, we can't. I just want peace. You know, I just want peace. I just want peace.
Exactly. That, and like, especially like, I would say one thing I really not cool with is trying to cause big issues in public.
Ooh.
Like, you know, my thing is like, all right, like if unless it's like something really bad, like we can handle that later, you know, when we're more in private, like we'll have a talk about it. But if you're gonna start yelling at me and like causing issues, yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
really crazy, you know? Unless, I mean, I get it, like if it's something like super pressing to you, but you know, little things like, oh, like you said that girl's prettier than me, even though I asked, like,
yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would define as crazy.
Also, one thing I would ask is like putting our business on social media. That I find that crazy. You know, if we're fighting and then you put it on social media, I'm like, oh, this is between me and you. I find that's like overstepping. If we put our business out there. But yeah, that's our thoughts, ladies. Does that relate to one of you guys or?
Definitely. I'll be honest. In my past, yeah, but I had to redirect. Like something you said that is relatable to the crazy was like the calling a lot and figuring where that trauma actually came from, and that triggers your abandonment and why you feel the need to be like worried. But reassurance, if you're supposed to be with someone who keeps you safe, so like, yeah. Does it make sense? I hope that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, the trust issues for sure will bring somebody to go crazy. And I love that you said like if there was a reason to give the trust issues, then of course that person would be acting crazy. But if you don't give any reason, then there's no need. But it stems from a lot of trauma and past. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Krista? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, what you guys said, that is crazy. Don't pull up to nobody's house. Don't pull up to nobody's workplace. Like, I would never do that. Honestly, it's just like, why are you giving the time and energy towards that? Like, what is the point? Mm-hmm. What is the issue? But honestly, I had somebody try to like fight with me, and I've never met them in my life. So I was like, you're crazy. You don't even know me. Why are you trying to control me right now and fight with me when you don't even know me at all? Like, I talked to you once in my life.
It's a guy or girl?
A guy.
What?
Dude, this man was crazy. I was like, block. Bubba, block. Never speak of you again. Yeah. But also, I don't put my business on social media. I don't like that. I only post what I want to post and what I want people to see. So I don't like when people see my whole life, especially because I always have to put myself out there for work.
Yeah. And also when the social media posts, like not only the direct posting, but also the subtle posting.
Oh, subtly.
You know? Yeah. Sometimes like they'll post a quote, you know.
It's for you.
You know, I watch your stories. and I see the quote, I was like, oh, I know you're talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, if the shoe fits, the shoe fits, guys.
No, I know that shoe was thrown directly to me. That was a shoe made for me. That was made for nobody else.
Oh, like if they're reposting a thing on their story.
Yeah. But the thing is, a lot of people will see that, they know like this, if she's posting that, oh, like something is going on. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't need other people.
It doesn't always mean. I feel like it doesn't always mean that though. It could be something that relates to them. Because what if they're not in anything and they just wanted to repost it?
I'm talking about like posting right after like our argument. That post just comes out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. If something happened between a relationship and then like 5 minutes later that post just naturally pops up, it's like I know that post was like directed. Okay. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I feel like what you're saying, Will, about like posting on social media. Like, I just feel like, because what good for our relationship do you hope to get out of that?
Yeah,
is my question. You know, like you're gonna post some tweet about me, and like especially if like been in a relationship for a while, like everyone knows who it's about. You know, like like where do I go from there? You know, it's just that's something that's no good's gonna come from it. So why is it there?
Exactly. Yeah, like we should like talk it out. You know, if you have some issues,
Exactly.
like come to me. So yeah, that's what we call crazy. So have you guys ever done that? Let me ask you guys, girls. I'm sorry, girls. Have you guys ever gone crazy before in your past relationships, or no?
I got mad at somebody for not texting me back, but they left me on red for 12 whole hours. Okay, I went a little.
Maybe he was working.
Nah, trust me, he was not.
12 hours, okay. What about you, Sheila?
I feel like I'm in the hot seat. Yeah. But I had reasons. I had trust issue reasons. That.
Yeah.
I should have known better. And I should have
There's
cared.
a lady at the beach. She was hella like buff
today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Sheila. I know you had a second question. I'm still waiting for some spicy. Questions.
It was just a follow-up, like to the dating site, and then I was like, okay, and this is for viewers who want to get to know us even more. What would you put on, like if you had, or if you do have, what would your bio say? What type of pictures are we posting on there? What is our message? Ew, that's spicy.
That's mild.
Right?
Well, since you were dating at CK, what was your profile like? What was on your profile?
Oh man, it's for sure just like best pictures. I haven't got no like shirtless pics or nothing like that. But like, you know, just pictures I felt like I looked particularly good, or like I had a friend tell me once that like when she's on like dating apps and whatnot, she likes to see like obviously not all your pictures, but one picture with like friends or whatnot, show that like you know how to have like a good time with other people, essentially. and you're not just, all about you and whatnot. So after I heard that, like, always incorporate at least one picture with my friends and whatnot. As far as bio goes, that's tough. Like, I feel like of anything, that's one thing about like dating apps I've overthought the most is like bios. So I feel like most of the time I just have like, I don't know, I just try to think of like something that'll make people laugh. Make people kind of say, like, kind of remember you and say like, oh, this guy has a bit of personality, because when you're swiping through pictures, all it is a picture. Kind of like when you're, like, let's say you're hiring people for a job, like all there is a resume, but it's this piece of paper, but what's going to make your piece of paper stand out a little bit more? And I think, bio, like making someone laugh, showing personality is one of the better things to do. Because, man, like, I can't tell you about myself in 240 characters.
How do you know it's 240 characters? You try to fill it up?
Maybe. Nah, no way. Like, and plus, like, if you're gonna have like a super long bio, like, no one's gonna read that, like Sheila was saying earlier, is like, it's kind of a numbers game. Like, you're not swiping, each swipe right isn't like, oh, I'm gonna meet up with this girl, per se. Like, like I was saying earlier, I think it's a very superficial premise. And trying to add that bit of character to your bio is kind of a step in the direction away from that superficialness. So I try to have like lighthearted and funny, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. CK is true. I barely read anybody's bio. When I go, I don't read anybody's bio. And plus, anybody can put anything on their bio. Doesn't mean it's true. But yeah. But what's your question? Question against you? Like, what would I put up my bio? Was that your question?
Like, what image would you put out there for your bios and stuff? Yeah.
Oh, my bio is. Oh, no, I don't. My bio has always been the same. I never really put any emphasis on. I just put what I want about my bio, like what I believe in on my bio. That's the same bio I have on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm not really concerned about like writing a description in 240 characters like CK. I just write like, I just want my bio and my Instagram. I just want to spread love and positivity, but I haven't changed it because I never really thought about it, honestly, but until you asked it today, never really thought about it. And like CK said, I don't think do you guys read people's bios? And then, or like, I've never heard somebody say, oh my God, I need to meet this girl because of her bio. Nobody ever said that. Like, I don't think anybody wants to be with that person because of a bio, but I guess maybe some people are different, but that's my, that's my response. So did you ever like a deeper, you said you had another question, like a real question? Sheila?
That wasn't a fake question.
that was like a light question. That was like a light.
That was a fun question.
That was a light question. But I got, you know what? You guys, I'm still waiting for you guys to give us some spicy questions, but I got some spicy questions for you guys.
Oh God.
I hope you guys are ready for this one. This is the question. And I need to hear the truth. I need to hear the truth.
Can I change?
So Crystal, Sheila, hope you guys are ready for this question. All right, cool. So I know a lot of girls, right? A lot of ladies, they always have standards, right? You guys have standards. You look for in guys, and then based on those standards, it will depend on whatever guy has access to you. All right, but okay, so I know every girl has standards, but let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever broken your standards for a guy? And if you did break your standards for a guy, what kind of guy was that? Because I know a lot of times ladies will say, I can't be with you. I don't want to date because of these standards. But then they'll break those same standards for a certain type of guy. So I do want to ask you, have you guys ever broken your own standards for a certain guy because it was some guy that you really, really liked, and you broke it for him, but you won't be willing to break it for the other, I guess, not attractive guys that were trying to pursue you. So that's my
No.
question. Have you ever broken your standards for a certain guy? Or have you always been? Yeah, that's my question.
No, I'm very
No?
picky.
Okay, so you've never broken your standard for a certain guy? Okay.
Never lower your standard.
Okay. All right, that's fine. And then what about you, Sheila? Have you ever broke? Yeah. Oh,
I'm definitely on this hot seat.
yes.
Yeah. Now I get the bill again, huh?
All right. So what type of so that guy you broke your standards for, what kind of guy was he?
A guy.
Like what guy?
First and foremost, I was my standards. I didn't know exactly what the standards was.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
wasn't sure, and I'm growing into my standards. And as I'm walking in my faith, I know what I'm looking for. Then, anyways, in the relationship, I was cultivating my standards as I was dating him, and I was like, that's not how you do it. Ladies, do not do it like that. Have your standards, then date. So I was breaking these standards because I thought, like, oh, he's gonna be the one I'm gonna marry. He's gonna be the one, all that stuff. So the guy was just not suitable for me. That's it. He wasn't a bad guy. He just wasn't doing what I wanted, per se. I was blinded, for sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what about you, Christian? Have you ever broken your standards for a girl?
Yeah, definitely.
What kind of girl was it?
Man, I feel like my reasoning behind it is, there's a lot of different standards. There's a lot of different boxes that I want people to check. And I felt like, in particular, like, someone might exceed one box way more than I would hope for. Like it could be, I'm trying to think. Like, for example, I want someone like, for me, I want to date a girl who is very good with my friends. I want you to be good with the people that I love to be around. And someone who is great at that, but, was lagging other parts. It's easy to make the justification like, yeah, but like, she's so good with my friends. Like, she's so good with my family. Like, she's good at this. She's great at that, but it's like, while she was amazing in certain categories, lacking in others. And it's something that, it's easy to get love struck and love blind by that. When you're like in the moment of things, but then looking back, it's like, you know what, like, she wasn't this for me anyway. She wasn't that for me anyway. But I think that in the moment, like for a lot of people, it's kind of tough to see that. I mean, we have our hard lines and like things that we can absolutely like not date someone who does this and does that, but it's those standards that are very gray area that I feel like are the ones that like are easy for me to, or for people in general to like kind of look past.
Okay. And I'm gonna take this I'm gonna take this a step further because this is a question one of my followers just messaged me, but I hope you guys are ready for this one. This,
I'm scared.
So, have you girls ever let me just try to rephrase this in the next way. So when it comes if you're sexual with somebody, right? Have you ever done something for another guy, but then you weren't willing to do it with another guy when it comes to being sexual intimate with someone?
Wait, what?
Sometimes, so when you have sex with somebody, right? So
that's a great question.
Are there certain things that you wouldn't do for one guy, but you would do it for another guy? So when it comes to having sex. Because I've heard sometimes like, I have heard sometimes I'll see speaking with some girls. Oh, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't do that when it comes to the bedroom. But then then she does it with somebody else. So that's the question. Like, yeah, it's kind of spicy, but that's a question. That's the question. Is it the same for all guys that you guys have a sexual intimate with, or have you ever had a situation where you wouldn't want to do it with this person, but you were willing to do it with another person? That's the question.
I get the question. I get it 100%.
Okay. That's the question. That is the question.
Okay. Yeah, let's put that.
I feel like I'm not talking from experience, but I feel like it would be because of their comfort level with them, could be, or maybe they don't know them like that.
Or you can just be not attractive enough, you know. That's
Also
another
that
one.
too.
But yeah, but I'm just interested here. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I haven't had that I haven't had that for myself. Sheila,
Okay.
go.
Well, to be honest, moving forward, I'm deciding to stay pure. So any guy that gets me now is just gonna have to be my husband.
You go, Sheila.
It's not, and I'm not
to the no.
easy. I don't think it's gonna be easy because I just know my husband's gonna be a super fire hot man. But it's just something I want to wait on. Moving on forward.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. But in the past, but in the past, yeah. I'm talking about that. You're talking about the future. I'm talking about.
In the past. Well, in the
past.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that? Like, did it with one guy, but you weren't willing to do it with another guy?
You know what?
And why did you do that?
I'm gonna keep this to myself because
okay.
Not everything's meant for everybody. So.
All right.
Who doesn't need to know?
So that's a yes. All right. Okay, guys. Let's keep it.
No, that's not. And one thing again, I'm gonna go back to this. Please respect me, Will. Thank you.
No, I got you. I'm just joking. No. I've just heard it a couple of times. A lot of guys are like, they'll meet girls and the girls like, oh, I can't do this with you, but then, but they'll do it with somebody else. So, and
that's Christian and yourself.
Yeah. What's your thoughts about that, Christian?
I think it definitely depends because it could be a matter of like, well, I don't know, like I haven't done this yet, and then like someone could convince you to do that. But I think it's a different question if you're asking like, if the answer is like, oh, like I don't do that anymore, or something along those lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if a girl said like I don't do that anymore, to me it's like, oh, like someone had something that I didn't then, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's like something like, oh, I haven't tried that yet or whatever, then it's like, okay, that's different because you haven't shared that experience with anyone else. But if it's a matter of like you've had this experience with someone else and you're not willing to have it with me, then I think that's something that's a whole nother conversation. Not necessarily like a bad thing, but it's just like, I mean, your reasoning behind it could be great. But just knowing that someone like held that to you and you're not willing to like, let me see that part of you, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I do want to ask you girls, like, if there's, we're trying to, give the audience a lot of value. So if a guy wanted to introduce something new to you, right? What is the best way to go about it? Because I feel like sometimes if you're too aggressive for a lot of guys, that can be a turnoff for a lot of girls. But I'm just saying, it's like, what's the best way? If you guys are very intimate, you want to introduce something, and she says, "I never done that before," but like, I guess for in your opinion, like, what is the best way for a guy if he does want to introduce something that you've never done before? What's the best way to go about it? What do you think, Crystal? Yeah, but what's the best way to add? Like, how? Like how?
Let's see. How would I want to be asked?
Yeah, what's the best way to ask?
I don't know, just bring it up in a or not in just any random conversation, but I don't know, just ask.
Is it asked before, asked during?
Ask before, don't ask during.
You just kill the mood.
Depending on what it is, you gotta like prepare for that. Whatever it is, ask before.
Okay. So ask before.
I would ask before. I feel like asking before would be good. Asking during, that's like, no.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that would give them a maybe to say no.
Okay. Would it be a turnoff if we just did it and without asking? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna step away real quick and grab a charger real quick.
Okay. Cool. So that's my spicy question. So I'm waiting for you guys for your spicy questions.
I don't have a spicy question. I'm sorry.
That's good. It's good. So So do you have if you guys have a secondary question? Secondary question you guys wanted to ask?
Sheila, you have a secondary question?
What are you guys looking for?
What are we looking for?
Mm-hmm. And when Christian comes out, we can present.
Oh no, yeah, well, yeah. So what are you looking for? What do you mean? Like, we're looking for what?
In your next relationship.
In the next relationship? Oh, okay. For me, if what I'm looking for, I think I'm really simple. The first thing for me that matters for me is I need to find a woman that understands my lifestyle and how I move. So for me, I'm doing a lot of things for myself, and then for me, when I'm focused on what I gotta do, I'm pretty busy throughout the day. But when I'm really focused, I'm just like tunnel vision. And there's a lot of things I'm trying to accomplish for myself individually for my goals and things I want to do. So I think one of the maybe disadvantages of dating me is I probably won't be the type of guy to give you like as much time as most guys have, if that makes sense. So like I'm not the type of guy like we're gonna hang out every weekend because a lot of the stuff I do isn't during the weekend, throughout the week. But that doesn't mean that I won't make time for you. Like if you want to make time, I'll definitely make time throughout the day. But if you're the type of woman that you want a lot of time to spend with your man, and you want to go take trips with your man, and that's what you want, then I'm probably not the best fit for you, because I have met a lot of girls in the past where they wanted to be with me every weekend. They wanted to, like, after 5 o'clock, after 6 o'clock, they want to meet with me every single day, spend time, date every single day, meet up. But then it just kind of like it conflicts with a lot of the things I'm trying to do, and I'm really focused on what I want to achieve for my life. So if I can find a woman to understand that, how I'm moving, like, then I will. I don't want to feel bad for working on what I love to do, because if I talk to you, you make me feel bad for not giving you that time that you want from me. So if I can make time for you, yeah, I'll make time for you if we can. But if you make me feel bad for working, if you make me feel bad for doing what I love to do, then it's kind of turn off for me. If you're gonna make a big deal about I'm trying to accomplish something for my future and do something for myself, and then you make me feel bad for it because you need that attention, you need that time. So yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. I just need somebody, if you understand how I move, and then everything else is pretty simple. As long as you're kind and caring, loyal, show commitment. But yeah, you get to understand my lifestyle, and I don't want to don't make me feel bad for trying to do something for my life that I have a passion for. But yeah, a lot of girls I met, they want a lot of attention, a lot of time, and I think if that's what they're looking for, I just tell them maybe I'm not the man for you. That's my answer to that.
But do you tell them that?
Yeah, I tell them in the beginning. I tell them in the beginning, but in the beginning, it's always like, they're in there like, we're always in it. When you're in that lovey-dovey stage, right? They're cool. You just met. I tell them in the beginning, oh, okay, it's okay. But then like, when reality hits as we go long-term, then you realize, oh, wow, this is going to be like what's going to be like for a long period of time. Then I just feel like a lot of women that I've been with, like, they don't have the persistence or, to be with that. So, but I understand where they come from. There's a lot of, people, they want that. They want that attention. They want to spend time. But at this point in my life, what I'm trying to do is just really hard. Yeah. Christian, yeah, her question is, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in a woman? That's her question.
Oh man. One of the main things I look for is how you treat others, how you treat like my family, my friends, as well as like I have little brothers. How do you treat, my little brothers, especially? And I think the way that people treat kids shows a lot about how they're going to be as a mother one day. And, that's something that I definitely take to heart. And not to say that people can't grow and become better at like talking to kids and whatnot, but there's definitely people that you could tell like do not mess with kids. And I don't think that's something that I particularly, that's definitely like a turn off to me.
Okay.
In regards to like you guys were talking about time, I like to be around someone I'm talking to quite a bit, but to whatever, as long as it works for both of us. Like you're saying, like if I'm like in a stage of my life where like, hey, I'm going to school right now, like I got to make sure I'm taking care of me first, and then my extra time, like yeah, I'd love to hang out with you. And vice versa. If you're at a point in your life where you're trying to get on this grind and take care of things, like I'm cool with taking that back seat. As long as a bit of your free time is mine. And definitely like definitely not someone who we described as crazy earlier. But yeah, and just I think it values a lot too, and definitely someone who's very who's a go-getter and sets their dreams and tries to go get them. I'm a firm believer of like, you want to do something, like you got to grind till you get there, I think it's that mentality of nothing can come in my way of like what I want to do is something that I want in my life and something that I try to push in mine. So the person that I would call my significant other has to have that as well.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, ladies, I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts. So what are you guys looking for
Sheila, go first.
in a man?
Why are we like this?
What are you looking for in a man, Sheila?
I'm looking for a God-fearing man. What's his relationship like with God? Because that is an important relationship that will connect everything. And then just like how you guys were saying, I'm looking for anything that I'm looking for, I'm making sure I can do for him as well. It's because it's an equilibrium, it's a balance. I shouldn't ask for things that I can't provide for you. But it's also, I know that there's a certain level I know I can't provide because that's your place for me and my place for you. I'm looking for somebody who's real, because in this world, like I want a man who can be vulnerable with me, who can break down and show me his side. Because for me, I'm like, okay, baby, I'm here for you. I'm here for you to comfort you. That way I know as a woman, I'm doing my job. That's why I talk about my thing, because I need to know what I need to do for him. Does it make sense? I keep asking, I know it makes sense. Sorry, I do that.
Yeah, I want to ask you, what does a God-fearing man? What does that mean? Like
God-fearing?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
God-fearing is like he knows his morals. He knows his values. He knows what he can bring to the table, right? Because he's walking in his purpose in God. What God made him, like why God created him for this world. Because it's very important for me to see that, because his confidence is in him. And he's walking with this certain level of authority.
So
Yeah.
let me ask, do you go to do you regularly attend a church?
I do.
Are there a lot of single guys in that church?
I don't know. I'm not I'm not there for that reason.
No. I'm just saying, like,
I know what you mean. I know exactly.
yeah, like, no. Sometimes I do hear the women say, "I want a God-fearing man," but like for me, it's just like, does it mean he just has to? Does he believe in God? Does it mean
He's working on his purpose. He's faithful
to him or to God?
to God. Doesn't make
Okay,
sense.
okay. It's like he's living his purpose, but you want somebody that has like the I guess live a like a Christian life, like a very Christian life. Does that make sense? Is that what you mean?
It's hard to say, because when it's hard to say that, because when you put the religion, I'm talking about his spirit.
Oh, his spirituality.
Yeah.
So he doesn't. Does that mean, does he have to believe in God, or he can just be very spiritual?
Yeah. No, it has to be, because that there's things in relationship that do cause conflict. Your money problems, religion, your values and your morals, right? And I'm not saying that we can't have different, because there would be different things that he's instilling in me and I'm instilling in him. But he needs to know that for himself. Doesn't make
Okay. Okay. Does he have to believe in God?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then it has to be the same God that you believe in, not like a different God.
Mm.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. So he believes in the same God as you, and then his life, the way he lives, has to be reflective of the teachings and of of God.
And I want to make it clear, I'm not after perfection. I'm after progression.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. Because I hear that from a lot of girls. Like, I want a God-fearing man, and I just never understood what that meant, because like I know a lot of guys are very God-fearing. A lot of guys that believe in God. So I never understood.
God fearing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I've heard a lot of girls that say, I want a God-fearing man.
Mm-hmm.
But I never understood like what that meant, because like there's a lot of guys that believe in God. So like, I mean, I just never knew like what the specific of what they wanted. What is that? What does God-fearing mean? So,
Yeah, it's just a morality, right? Because I'm talking about off screen. I'm talking about what he's doing when he's not in the public eye. It's as
okay.
same as it would be.
Okay. Oh yeah. So there's a guy that lives very has high morals, high standards, the way he carries himself, that's kind of reflective of what we what the Bible teaches. Does that is that close, or no, nowhere close? Nowhere close.
There.
Okay. All right. So that's what you're looking for. Okay. What about you, Crystal? What are you looking for?
What am I looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, similar to everybody else, like CK, somebody that's good with my friends and my family, because I'm always around them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always doing stuff with them. What else? Someone who's just consistent. I hate inconsistent people, like friendships and like any relationship inconsistency. I hate that stuff. So just being consistent. Someone who's good at communicating, and good at communicating doesn't mean just talking, but also being able to hear what the other person is saying too. Because I feel like a lot of people say they're good at communicating, like just talking, but you also have to understand to be good at listening to others as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then, dang, I cannot think right now. What else?
I have this question for you guys. Do you guys like a guy that leads you in the relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
that's when the boss up, right? So I'm bossing up every aspect of my life. But when I come home, I want to be taken care of.
Okay. See, that's all right. All right. So, yeah, no, because I have talked to like I heard some girls like they say that a guy that's leading they don't want to submit to. I want to submit to no man. That's a lot of things. That's a lot of things I do here. But I wanted to ask you is like I do believe that most girls will love the guy uh, to lead them in the relationship. That's why I wanted to ask you guys. So for you guys, because I know you guys are both boss babes and doing your thing, but when it comes to relationship and home, you guys prefer your guy to lead.
100%.
Okay, and you're the same way, Crystal.
What do you mean by lead?
Like what I lead, like of course, like when I say lead, like he's just being the man in the relationship, handling his responsibility. He's talking to you,
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
are communicating. You know, you guys work as a team, but you have confidence in his ability to take care of things and just lead a relationship.
Yes.
Okay, all right. He's not coming to you like, hey, what are we gonna do? Like he's asking you for everything.
You know,
You know,
if he doesn't
huh?
know either, if he doesn't know,
I'm not saying like he's not confident in himself. Like he wants you to like make every decision to lead. Is that attractive to you guys or no?
yeah, that's vulnerability. It's like a certain level what you're asking, but that's why picking a leader, like girl, like don't just settle, pick the leader because he'll lead the family.
No, I mean that for me, that's my personal. That's why I believe like every relationship. I feel like a healthy relationship works when the man and woman work together, and you guys both support and love each other. But I do believe, the man has to be the man, the woman has to be the woman. Doesn't mean one dominates the other. We both work as a team, but I feel like that the man is better suited to be the foundation, the rock for the relationship, and be the leader. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. I want to
Okay,
know
like-
what's your like views. Is that pressureful for you guys?
No, I prefer that. I prefer that like that's just the way I've seen it with every relationship. That's how my dad was. Like, you guys already know how it is. Like with your parents, like the dad's the dad, but then when you come home, the mom wears the pants. Does that make sense? you know, the mom. But everybody knew. Okay, the dad was the father figure, but the mom, when it came to home, like she ran things. But everybody knew that the father, when he steps in, that you just feel that energy. But Christian, let me ask you, like, would you be able to be in a relationship with a girl if she wants to be the leader?
I mean, man, it depends on the girl, I guess. I definitely don't think so. I mean, I think that we could be equal in that aspect, but kind of it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier. Like I definitely want to have that value and be like a decision maker and whatnot. But I don't think that that's like a hard line for me. Man, I don't know. I kind of got to think about that one.
Yeah. The way I see it is like, it's like, I feel like this is what I believe. I feel like men and women we were built for different purposes, especially when it comes to relationships. Like the man, he's supposed to bring that masculine energy, that the foundation, that rock, the confidence, into the relationship, and then the woman, you bring that nurturing care, that love, the compassion into the relationship, and we support it. Our traits support each other. For me, I'm a very masculine, dominant guy and very confident guy, but I need that feminine energy of love and caring. And then for a lot of ladies, you guys are very caring and loving. You guys have all your emotions, but that's why you guys look for guys that have that confidence, that have that foundation, and that stability that they can provide you. And I feel like if everybody plays their natural given roles that we were created to do, I feel like that works. I just see a lot of times, like nowadays when I meet a lot of women, like there's a lot of women either very masculine themselves, try to act like dudes, or the guys are very feminine. They try to act like girls, and well, that's why we're unattracted to each other. So I'm sure have you guys ever met a guy that's like very passive? Like it's like you didn't get like man vibes, you got like girl vibes from them. Have you guys met guys like that?
Yeah, that are my friends.
And then also like say Christian, like have you ever met girls like they just give us like guy vibes, like even though they're girls, but they give it that very masculine energy, like it's just like it's like a dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's
I have a question.
go ahead.
What energy does me and Sheila give?
Love it.
I just want to know. Just want to know.
All right, do you want my aunt
Yes, be honest. I just want to hear it.
Can you put the bells now? Ding, 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 ding.
all right, do you want my honest answer?
Yes.
All right, okay, so this is my honest answer. All right, both of you guys are based on our conversation today, getting to know you guys, I feel a lot of feminine energy from you. My honest answer is for Sheila and you, Crystal, based on my conversation, I feel a lot of feminine energy from you guys. I would say, Crystal, for you, and this is not only for you, but for like a lot of girls out there. I just for a lot of girls that are on social media sometimes, and they put out like I know you put out content about independence. I just know for some guys, and for a lot of guys also, that for a lot of girls out there that put themselves out there, that it sometimes comes off as masculine energy. So that's just my truth, honest truth to it. So so on social media, because I follow you on social media, and I do watch some of the content you do. I would say some of it is kind of masculine, the energy I get from it, but getting to know you personally, and just based on this conversation, it's all feminine energy, I feel. But I would say some of your content that you do make, I do get like very masculine vibes. But the thing is, I also understand the context of the type of why you make that content. But so even though it is masculine energy, but because I understand why you're doing it and the business you're in, I understand why. But then I know for a lot of guys, if they do see a lot of these girls out there on social media, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this. For a lot of guys, they'd be like, oh, that's very masculine. And then for them, but because I don't know what you're doing and the context of why you're doing it, I understand why you're doing it. But yeah, based on my conversation with both of you guys today, getting to know you guys more deeply, all feminine here, all feminine here. But that's my honest truth. That's my honest truth. Yeah, don't come for me, please.
Okay,
right,
Steve, I want to hear what you have to say.
So
Because you know me personally.
yeah, so well, knowing you personally, I'll start off like this. As an outsider looking in, if I were to, not really know you, Crystal, I definitely see the over independence and that like that trait that we were talking about, like that masculine trait.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think that it shows that you're a go-getter. And I see that you're out here promoting your stuff, and you're killing it. But I definitely do see that. But knowing you personally, like, you're my girl I go to talk to about like issues that I have, and you are a great resource in my life to for that like feminine aspect as well, so that's why I think, Sheila, I definitely based on the conversation that we had today, I definitely get a lot of the feminine trait and aspect out of it. I think that you guys are very different in the way you guys carry yourselves. Yeah, that's what I think.
Hey Sheila, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Hold on.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Crystal, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Crystal, can I ask you a question? Because I feel like that for you, when you first meet somebody, you're very like you put your guard up, and then once you get to know you, then you put that wall down, and then because that's how I feel like when I first met you. Like I feel like when I first met you, you were kind of like testing me out, and then once we got to know each other a little bit, vibe each other, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm gonna drop it down a little bit. Do you do that? I want to know if you do that intentionally or not.
I do that just because, like, some people don't always deserve like my personal energy towards them.
Got you.
And I really have to just see where the conversation is going before I like truly just let my guard down, because not everybody should get to know me. Not everybody should have access to me like that.
No, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. No, that makes sense. Thank you. I'm not the only one. Okay, cool. Hey, let me add. But Crystal, both Sheila, both of you guys. No, this is. I always tell guys all the time. Like, if you meet a girl that has that wall up, you have to be confident and approach her in a way that she knows that that you're not playing around, or like you can bring that confidence into her. I do notice for a lot of girls, like a lot of girls will say, if you want my feminine energy, your masculine energy has to dominate my masculine energy. Does that make sense to you guys?
It does, but I don't like it.
Yeah, me either.
So I've heard a lot of girls like they have that like the initial wall, but then they would say, I can't drop my wall down unless I know that guy can match my masculine energy. And if you're not willing to match it, then she won't drop it down. I've heard girls say that. So I just wanted to ask you, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But so for you guys, like for you, Sheila, as long as you guys they flow in the vibe with the guy, then you would drop it down for him.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't come right, doesn't come correct, then that wall is up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Christian, I do want to ask you is if you meet a girl that's very like has that wall up and has that very masculine energy, that like are you very persistent on that, or like is there a certain time where if you like Sheila says Sheila's Crystal, she dropped it down, but is there a certain time for you that if she doesn't drop that wall down, that you feel like that you just can't keep going, then you move on?
Yeah, definitely. I think that if after a certain amount of time, like if I'm trying to break that wall down and I'm not getting anywhere, it's a very frustrating thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to know that side of you, what am I trying to say? I want to see the side of you that I feel like you're hiding, putting up that wall. And if I feel like I can't get there, then it's not something that I want to pursue. But yeah, so definitely like if that wall can't come down, I'm a persistent person, and like, like Sheila was saying earlier, like, yeah, like let's become friends first. And even if as a friend, like I can't break that wall, like, then I definitely am not willing to try to take that next step.
Okay. And I guess the very last question I want to ask you guys, and I think Christian said about friends. Do you guys believe in platonic friendships that are between men and women? Can guys and girls be friends? Can really be friends?
CK is my friend.
Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
CK is a homie. He's my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I do believe there's like outliers, right? But do you believe like a majority of guys can guys and girls really be best friends like that, like for a lot of people?
Yeah. I have really good guy friends. A lot of really good guy friends, and they all have girlfriends too.
Oh yeah. You have girlfriends. Okay. What about you, Sheila?
It's like a lot of intentionality. my best friend is the guy, and he's actually getting married. So, yeah. But there's certain like ground level. So
Yeah.
making it clear, like, hey, we're not attracted to each other, and that starts even before like the whole thing happens. Like, yeah, it's knowing your position in the relationship. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, guys. And last question before we close it off. Any? If there's a spicy question that you really want to ask, just throw it out there. Hail Mary right now. just throw it out.
Go long.
Any last question? Any last question for you guys before we end it? Any last one? No.
Thinking. Yeah.
No.
I hope this brings a lot of good insight to the viewers and to us all that we're getting cool here. So.
No, it's good. No, it's good. No, we had some really great conversations. So, in closing, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on. It's really good to hear your thoughts on all these topics. I just want to ask you guys real quick before we close it. Just give me your thoughts. What you guys think about the conversation we had? What you guys think about the podcast? Or did you learn anything today? I'll start with you, Crystal.
I did learn a lot from you guys, just listening to everybody and what they have to say.
Yeah.
Especially what question was it? Especially the crazy question. That was funny.
Okay, the crazy question. All right. Cool. All right.
But yeah, it was a lot of insights, most definitely, for everybody.
Okay. All right, for sure. All right, thank you. What about you, Sheila? What you thought? Your thoughts about the podcast and about today's conversations and and if you learned anything?
I enjoyed it, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. All right. Nice. Oh, you're in your sleeping clothes. You're ready to knock out. Okay. All right. And last but not least, Christian. What's your thoughts about the podcast and the conversation we had today?
I thought it was a lot of fun, first off, and I definitely think I learned a lot of insight on how girls think, stuff that I could take, in my future endeavors.
Okay, I be telling you this stuff all the time.
But I definitely think it was a very informative talk that we had. Definitely great.
All right, cool. Yeah, and the same thing for you guys. Thank you guys for jumping on, and thank you guys for opening up the conversations and just telling us how it is and what you guys thought. I think it's really eye-opening for a lot of people, especially the people that's watching it. Sheila, thank you for bringing that fire. Thank you for bringing that fire for all you guys. But yeah, really appreciate all you guys. If you guys are watching, thank you much for tuning in, and catch us next weekend on the next show. And I'll see you guys then.